Being black, I cannot slack. This society so messed up like a bullet's damaging my back. White supremacy makes the white seem powerful. They don't take the time to walk in our shoes. They don't realize we had the right tools, taking our black and brown teens out of school, putting them in prison to be enslaved, knowing us black people wouldn't see another day. Gentrification, they call us poor, so the white people fix our neighborhoods and kick us out the door. Segregation, they separate us because they want us to feel down and expect us to use medication. Everywhere I walk, there's a police. I feel the hesitation. When a black killing a white, there's investigating. A white killing a black is a mental illness. They let them go. But why though? Where's the motivation to gather our black people? Because it seemed like we lack motivation. After slavery, the oppressors took credit for our creations. We built the USA. We are the rulers. But instead they try to feed us lies like they Freddy Krueger. Time to step up, ain't no time to step down. They try to silence us with all the negative sounds.
Rooted deep in the soil, we sow the seeds of growth. When they uproot the real, the fake is all they know. The power within us is our voice and expression. Resilience at its finest, our presence is a blessing. We know the truth and the plots ahead of y'all. Our stories expose the bigger picture. Y'all don't want us here at all. Strength in numbers, we organize to empower. You can shoot your shot, but the rebound is always ours. This is our story.
I feel like as a youth, my opinion is respected only when the adult agrees. Like you have a voice, but can't speak. Like you're moving, but not going nowhere. I know youth have power individually and collectively. Sometimes we hold back because of fear or being overwhelmed or feeling too young. It's important for youth to voice their opinion because we are the future. We have new ideas for the future. We look at this world through new eyes. We envision things no one would have thought of in a million years. My name is Trinity LANZY and I am 15 years old.
My name is LANIYAH Green.
My name is JOSIAH. I'm 14 years old and I go to Deer Valley High School. So during my time in school, I've been suspended multiple times. And this one time I got suspended because I was trying to fight somebody and because they threw a plate of food on me at lunchtime and I did not have a change of clothes. They got pizza sauce in my hair and milk in my hair, and I was already pissed off. I wasn't gonna fight them, but they kept on talking mess. So I was walking over there and getting ready to fight them, and then a security guard came and grabbed me from behind and lifted me into the air, and my shirt was over my head and my whole upper body was exposed. And I didn't know who grabbed me, and so I was struggling to get out their grip. And so while I was struggling, I had kicked him in his right kneecap. But yeah, they called the police to my house. I was technically suspended for 7 days. And then like a week later, when the police came to my house, I got a citation and I had to do 12 hours of community service because I assaulted him. And that went on my record as me being arrested for fighting.
I'm 13 years old and I'm in the 8th grade. I feel like the school system is not a good place to be, and I feel like I can learn more in the community. And yeah, my experiences with being suspended was in 7th grade, I was suspended over a period of 45 days. And in 6th grade, I was suspended way more than I can count. And my most traumatizing moment was in 6th grade. I was in my IEP class. I was 11 years old. And the class was going crazy. And I turned to my friend and I was like, girl, what is these kids on? And then, the teacher was like, stop talking. And I was like, I didn't even do anything. Like, I'm not the only one talking. And, you know, I was like, I'm done with this and I don't have time for this. So, you know, I got up, I started to walk out the classroom, and then a kid flipped over a chair, and I turned around, I'm like, what, are you okay? And then the teacher turned around like, why would you do that? And then I was like, I didn't even do anything. Mind you, the teacher did not see anything. He was turned around on the phone with somebody. And the teacher's aide was like, come on, LANIYAH. And then she was like, she didn't do anything as we was walking out the classroom. And I thought we were just finna go walk around, you know, the school, talk about what happened. And we started walking up to the office, and I'm not even thinking about it. So we walked in the office, and immediately when I went in the office, they were like, oh, look who we have here. And I was like, what? So then, you know, we went to the police officer or whatever, and she, you know, she grabs my files, and then she's like, let's go. So I'm like, where is we going? That's what I'm thinking in my mind, but I don't ask. So we go back down to the classroom, and then she asked the teacher what happened. The teacher told her what he thought happened, but that didn't really happen. And he was telling her that I was being disobedient and rude and stuff like that. And then the police 150 me, and yeah, so the ambulance pulled up, and they strapped my arms and my feet down to, is it called a stretcher? To a stretcher. And, you know, they put me in there. Then they drove all the way to Martinez. And mind you, they did not call my mom or no family member. They just put me in there and sent me away. And then when I was there, you know, they was just to ask me all types of questions. And then they finally let me call my mom. And my mom had to come. It took her an hour to get from Oakland to Martinez. So she had to go all the way to Martinez, you know, miss her job, her paycheck. And then it took 30 minutes for them to release me to her.
I feel like police being on school campus is a bit much. I do remember a particular time when I was in 8th grade and the police was following me and my friends off school to the park, and they kept saying stuff, but like we wasn't really paying attention. They just like kept yelling at us, and this was after school, and so they got an attitude because we wouldn't stop walking for them. And so one of them got out their car and started chasing us, and we ran and we hopped 2 gates, and by the time we hopped the second gate, the other officer already pulled up on the side of us, and he was cussing us out and told us if we talked, then he was going to arrest us. But then he let us go later on. It just made me not want to respect them, and it makes me like kind of like angry and disgusted at them. Like, you have a job and you're on a pedestal, but you're choosing to lower yourself off that pedestal to prove a point to other people, and not a good point. Like, you're big and you're bad, and you can take people to jail if you want to, and you can arrest them, and you can talk to someone however you want to talk to them because you are on that pedestal you've been placed.
Well, that incident impacted me in school because when I came back to school, like, literally, that one security guard was hostile towards me. Like, he did not like me.
That situation made me feel bad because, like, I feel like I let everybody around me down for being in that situation.
I do feel like I was harassed. Me and my friends were harassed because I don't understand how you could arrest somebody for talking, or why you would feel the need to chase a group of youth because they're not listening to what you have to say.
I also felt sad because I didn't like being in that situation. It just brought me down, like how I felt. It just brought my spirit down.
I don't feel like the security guards are there to protect me and help me, but I feel like they're there to target me.
I feel like Black students, we feel like we need to work harder to get to the same spot that other races are easily or could easily get to because they are their race. But yeah, I just feel like we have to work extra harder and go the extra mile just to get to the same place.
The situation could be handled differently by trying to get an actual context of what happened, because when I was in the office, they really didn't let me get any time to calm down. Because when you have somebody really upset about two things, and they have food on them, and you're being grabbed from behind by somebody you don't know, like, you're naturally mad. They didn't give me no time to calm down. They said, oh, we're gonna give you 5 minutes. That's not, 5 minutes isn't enough time for you to calm down after you're just trying to fight somebody. And so, like, I feel like they should have, like, not been biased. They were like, oh, well, you should have did this differently, or you should have done this differently. Okay, well, a plate of food should have never been thrown on me.
I would have liked for the teacher to either ask me, you know, like, what happened, because he didn't see it. For him to ask me what happened, and for the teacher's aide not to just send me directly to the police.
I feel like if they invested more of their money into after school programs or better learning materials, it would like motivate me personally to go to school, or for the after school programs to actually get through the school day, to have something to look forward to after school that's exciting, and you're hanging out with your friends, doing something safe at school, and also learning at the same time.
But like I said, if they would have just let me get my story out there and tell them like what happened, like maybe the police wouldn't have been involved. And maybe I wouldn't, on my record, it wouldn't say I was arrested.
I feel that the police should not be there, period, at all, because they don't help students or anybody in any kind of way at that school or at any other school. Is that they're just there for intimidation.
I feel like being young, most young people just want to be free and go hang out with their friends and have a good time, but instead we have a lot of work to do and we have more responsibilities than we thought we would have at a young age, and we're being closely watched instead of being free, and we're being told that we can't do things, or we can't wear things, or we can't say certain things because of either our gender or our race or our age. And it kind of puts us in a little box instead of us like exploring and finding new things. We're just stuck until an adult or until people say, okay, you can go and be free now.
I feel like my school does contribute to school push out because they don't encourage you to learn. Like, they don't encourage you to apply yourself. Like, to them, it's just, oh, I'm just trying to get this check. Like, no teacher there is, like, actually motivated to do their job. They have to put on, like, this happy face and make sure, like, make it seem like they're trying to do, like they're happy to do their job, but we all really know that they don't, because at the end of the day, our grades show it.
The police make me feel targeted because, like, I am a black female, so, like, if I walk in the school, just being a black person, period, the way they look at me when I walk past them, like, the vibes I get off of them is not, I don't like it, and I feel like it's not good vibes. And I just feel like they don't want me there, and they, in the back of their head, know that I'm gonna achieve, but they don't want me to. So they do everything in their power, and that includes sending me to the mental health hospital just to knock me from getting where I want to be.
It's important for us to tell our story because it can help others.
Me as a student, I feel like I can overcome the challenges that I face by just focusing on getting my education and then, you know, basically blocking out everything that they're trying to do to push me out.
Having somebody to talk to is important because you don't have to feel like you're the only person that goes through what you're going through, and it gives you a friend or someone you can lean on in your times of need, and someone you can rely on to always be there to just listen to you and intake what you're saying, and also give you confidence and give you hope.
This is my story.
My story inspires others to fight.
My story exposes the schools and their corruption.
My story exposes the school system that sets up our black students for failure.
My story shows that we as black people are not afraid to fight for our justice.
My story is our truth and we fight for our truth.
My story is our story.
This is my story, this is our story. Would you kill for it? Would you die for it? Reunite for it. This is my story, this is our story. Would you kill for it? Would you die for it? I'ma fight for it.
My story exposes the school system that sets up our black kids for failure. My story shows that we as black people are not afraid to fight for our freedom.
And action.
What do you mean? Cause like, what you talking about? Cause
Are we ready? Ready, Josiah? Ready? All right, and action.
I think it's over there.
this is
Sets us black students for failure.
That sets up.
Sets up.
Repeat that.
2-2.
I'm trying to remember what to say at the same time. My story exposes the schools and their corruption.
My school. Wait.
And action.
I'm not even doing anything.
Hold on, bro, that's too much.
You were talking to Keisha about me, so don't even try to play it.
first off, who is Keisha?
You
Cause I know you
gotta be.
I'm doing this.
Now go dumb. Now go dumb. Tutu go dumb.
Oh my God. Yes.
Hold on, wait, let me talk
Don't
about
lose your spot. You gotta stay in the same exact position.
All right, we Gucci.